Modern day gladiators. There's no more dangerous athlete. When the fighter walks in the room, everyone feels it. He's got a presence, and it's cool. I love it. I love the sport. I love entertaining. And honestly, I'm fucking good, bro. I retired Floyd Mayweather. The dude's on my highlight reel. I busted his eardrum. So yeah, I'm gonna be back in a big fucking way. I'm just on some shit right now. I'm doing something else, but I'll be back for sure.
I tell you what, we're gonna have you guys before the main event to get your picks and all of that stuff. I appreciate the perspectives, guys. Thank you very much. Hey, listen, coming up next, we got a couple of 140-pounders. Ivan Baranchyk, who was really on the losing end of that 2020 fight of the year, taking on Cleveland's very own Montana Love. And then later tonight, it is the main event. Jake Paul against the former UFC world champion Tyron Woodley. And you know, in the build-up to this fight, Jake and Tyron have thrown verbal jabs and insults at every opportunity. But outside the ring, it's a much different story with their biggest supporters, their mothers, because between them, it's all love.
Tyron made a comment. Oh, everyone comes up to me and wants me to knock you out because nobody likes you. Like, what's with that? That bothers me because I don't think he wants that to be his legacy, to be hated. It's a role. It's like acting in a movie. And that's how I kind of consider it. And it can be uncomfortable as the mom. I've been told by Jake's chef that he likes his 2 eggs over easy and then an omelet. Like, oh, okay. I think he wants to turn that hate against Jake Paul. He wants to prove people wrong and eventually get there and be admired. And I think he will.
I think I'm looked at as the villain, but I don't care about people's perception of me. I'm purposely misunderstood. Like, I lean into it. I think that's why people want to see me get knocked out. I think my mom makes the best breakfast. Nothing like a good home-cooked meal.
All right, that one, load that one up. So that was the beat selecting process. Mom, you got to go in the other room with Robin. We might make our hardest verse and you background. Ain't no disrespect.
Okay, don't shut me down.
Way to work, way to work. My mom, growing up, she was tough. You know, my dad wasn't really around, so she taught us about love and support, and we support each other. And if you fight, we all fight. And if you come home and your family's in a fight and you didn't swing, you getting your ass beat. And she always was there. She always was pushing me. And we got that bond. That's something you could never break. All I know is championship fights.
Phil is a
Mama, y'all know mothers fuck y'all up over their children. Y'all know that, right? You want more face off. Oh.
Jake Paul arriving here inside the venue. You know, his mother, Pam, says some of her son's antics are just that, an act to promote the fight. What isn't an act, she says, is his dedication to the sweet science and his desire to be taken seriously as a fighter. Paul believes this fight will prove he is, just like his moniker says, a problem in the ring and on his way to becoming an influencer in the squared circle as he is on social media. Tyron Woodley has entered the building as well. His mother, Deborah, says her son has a fiery spirit, and it plays out in the ring whenever he feels he's been disrespected. And she believes the disrespect is clearly evident, with Jake Paul being listed as the betting favorite over her son. Deborah Woodley says Tyron was a great world champion in MMA and really has a burning desire to become a world champion in the sport of boxing as well. Now for the latest odds on the main event, as well as our next fight, Baranchyk and Love. Let's go back to that Barstool Sports bet desk. And here's Dave Portnoy and Dan Katz.
Thanks, Brian. I think the biggest shock watching those guys walk in is this in Jake Paul's hometown. Clearly, the crowd is going nuts for Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, he got a pop. Tyron Woodley got a pop there.
And also, you know you're with the professional, Brian Custer. I love Logan Paul. I think I heard Logan Paul say he retired Floyd Mayweather, and Custer just let him go. He didn't laugh. He didn't blink. He's like, okay, whatever you say. Real quick, the main event, where we're at, 52% of the money right now is actually on Woodley. The number one bet that people are placing, 80% of the money over 3.5 rounds. That fight comes tonight. I'm on that. That's a little hint. But first, Ivan Baranchyk.
Yep, nailed it.
Versus Montana Love.
This is a name fight, Dave. This is a name fight because I don't know if I'm even allowed to say this, but Montana Love, it's a porn star name. And guess what? Ivan is a Russian fighter name.
I don't want to bring up anything. You brought up porn stars. Tommy Fury, your future is in modeling, OnlyFans, not boxing. Free advice.
You stink at boxing, Tommy Fury. I don't. We lost our bet, but
worst $5,000 ever spent.
But all right, so this fight right here, I'm taking Ivan is -175 right now. Montana Love is +140. I'm doing two things here, Dave. I'm taking Ivan to win, and then I'm sprinkling him to knock Montana Love out, +162. What do you have?
Dan, I have 15,000 on it. And Ivan the Terrible Baranchyk by knockout. I watched the press conference. He controlled the press conference. The other guy looked scared. I don't like that we're on the same thing. We lose when we're together.
Fight. It's a name fight. You have to look at these two names and say, I'm taking the Ivan guy.
Can you cancel your bet? That's too bad. Back to you, Brian. Fight 2 coming up.
Okay, guys, thank you. You're right. 140 pounders back to go at it. Let's go back ringside. Here's Mauro Ranallo.
All right, BC, thank you very much. A former 140-pound champion, Ivan the Beast Baranchyk, set to battle Cleveland's own undefeated Montana Love in a bout scheduled for 10 rounds.
Well, fans, we are ready for our next attraction. Please welcome the fighters as they approach the ring. First joining us to the red corner, the undefeated super lightweight contender from Cleveland, Ohio, to pretty Montana Love. You gotta be a dog to make it about the club. You gotta be a dog to make it out where I'm from. You gotta be a dog to take everything you want. You gotta be a dog. This is for my 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 dog. Look me in my eyes. You can tell that I'm a ride. Hear the pain in my voice, and you know I'm down to slide. I ain't got a choice. You a dog. You a dog. You can get hit if you try to touch a dog food. Leader of the pack. Need some food for my dogs too. Leader of the pack. When I move, all my dogs move. I don't give up from the back like a dog do. I don't care if she move. I'm a still dog. Free all of my dogs too. Let all of my dogs loose. Shout out all my dogs. Getting rich off that dog food. Scared everybody stand still when that dog move. You ain't gotta. You my dog. We can dog to fight and not run. You gotta be a dog to make it about the slums. You gotta be a dog. Make it out where I'm from. You gotta be a dog. Take everything you want. You gotta be a. This for my dog. 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 Yeah. You gotta be a dog to make it about the slums. You gotta be a dog to make it out where I'm from. You gotta be a dog. Yeah.
Well, we are in Cleveland now, home of the Dog Pound. abounds, and obviously Montana Love, a live dog in this homecoming, fighting in his hometown for just the second time in his pro career, undefeated at 15-0-1. And he's already shown a lot of resilience in his life, overcame 16 months in prison for grand theft and drug charges committed soon after his pro debut, and now he is, well, looking for the biggest win of his career.